Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Meta. On this episode, we're going to talk about a technique used by a lot of product management teams across the world. In fact, a lot of tech companies across the world use this. It's called company goals and objectives and key results. So let's get right to the deck. Awesome. So the objectives and key results framework, it's used by companies like Google, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It's a pretty useful kind of thing you can use. A company sets its quarterly goals and then individuals set goals that align with those goals. So it's basically you create at the highest level a set of goals for the company to accomplish, and then every team in a descending fashion chooses the goals that align with the upper level goals. One of the interesting things about OKRs is that you have to state numbers or percentages. If you do not state numbers or percentages, then you have nothing measurable. So objectives and key results are measurable. Then there's the idea of stretch goals, which is if you accomplish the things that you plan to accomplish, are there some things that you can accomplish if you stretch yourself, if you push really hard? And those are called stretch goals, right? So here's an example. Here's the best example I could find of OKRs. You have a general manager, and his objective is to make money for the owners. And the key results of this general manager are to win the Super Bowl and fill stands to 88%. And then under him, you have the head coach who takes just one of the general manager's key results and makes that his objective. So as you can see, one person's key results are the next person's objective, especially if that person is working under this person. So the head coach, he takes one of the objectives or one of the key results of the general manager, which is win the Super Bowl, and makes that his objective. And then his key results are very, very tangible. It says, okay, we want to have a 200-yard per game passing attack. We want to be the third-ranked defense. We want to be our 25-yard punt return average. I don't know what those mean, but the idea is that you need specific numbers there. On the other end of things, the head of PR, who still works under the general manager, takes his second key result and makes that his objective, which is fill stands to 88%. So this person, the key results for this person are, okay, hire 3 colorful players, get 2 Monday night games, highlight key players. These become this person's key results. And then under these people, there's another set of people. Say there's the offense team, the defense team, the special teams, who take one of the key results of the head coach and make that their objective. And on the other end, there's the scouts, the new staff, and the publicity agent who takes one of the key results of the head of PR and makes that their objective. This is super important because now you have one set of goals and alignment or activities that work their way downwards so that both the individual element and people know what they're supposed to do. There's a tangible number to it, and everything that they do aligns with what the company wants them to do. Right, so here's a sample OKR by this person. Compared to the previous OKR, there's something called a weightage on the left, which is, I say that this has a weightage of 35%. This other thing has a weightage of 20%. It's not that important. Now, you don't specifically need weightages, right? You can just say essentially, okay, this could be priority 1 or this could be priority 2. But weightages allow you to give points to yourself. So you can say, okay, 35 points to this if I manage to accomplish it. The objective in this case was to grow the campaign engagement by 45%, and the key result obviously, was 43% in this case. So this person missed out by 2%, and which is why the points, instead of getting 35% or 35 points, this person scored himself 35 or 33. So in this case, this person missed out by 2%. So instead of out of a weightage of 35%, he gives himself just 33 points, which is cool. On the second objective, which is to complete campaign 2.0 project, which had a weightage of 20% for this person, maybe he only accomplished 65% of its goals, which leads to a points of 13. So as you can see, the amount to miss out by, you give yourself that many lesser points. This is also a good framework for you to live your life, right? Because at the end of the day, you can set very tangible goals for yourself. Saying things like starting a company is a useless goal. Right? Instead, if you say, I'm going to start a company by this date, that keeps you accountable, and you can actually score yourself by when you did it. If you say, okay, I'm going to get at least 10 sales, and you get 3, then you've done 3 out of 10. You can measure your performance as a human being, right? So setting objectives, giving them weightage, and then figuring out where you ended up falling after 6 months or 12 months, or even after a quarter, which is 4 months, will do you a world of good. right? Always remember to set some stretch goals, which are, okay, if I manage to hit all my goals, if I hit 100%, is there anything more I can do? Are there things I can do if I hit all of my goals, right? So having OKRs is important for everybody, and it works really well at the company level. So you can align yourself not just from a bottom-up perspective, but also from a top-down perspective. That's it for this episode. See you on the next.